following afternoon, Abdul sits at a table in the garden, books and papers in front of him.
Good afternoon, Abdul. I'm advised that Her Majesty is taking advantage of the fine weather this afternoon.
Yes, sir. She's having her Urdu lesson.
And where precisely is she having it?
Here, sir.
Really? I don't see Her Majesty, do you, really? I believe I hear. What?
We have located all the A cards and learned them accordingly. Good day, Lord Ponsonby, Dr. Reed. Our introduction to Urdu has begun with the most instructive game. Anyone? Coke.
Quick.
Quick.
Good.
Animal. Januar.
Januar. Good.
Advice. Salah. Anger. Kafa.
Very good, Your Majesty.
Oh, you ought to join our class, Lord Ponsonby, and you, Dr. Reed. It is one of the significant tongues of our empire, after all.
Well, I believe I've picked up a little already, Your Highness.
Dr. Reed is remarkably quick.
And at the risk of exciting your kaffa, Your Majesty, I'd like to offer my salah.
Oh, now I've forgotten. Advice.
Indeed, Mum.
You're not going to be a spoiler sport, are you?
The sun is very high, and Your Majesty might require a bonnet.
Oh, you men and your bonnets.
Lord Ponsonby also has some matters to discuss with you, which might require some privacy and a little shade.
What is it, dear Ponsonby?
There are developments regarding the murders in Whitechapel with which Your Majesty has been so concerned. Scotland Yard were grateful for your suggestions and have sent a full report.
Have there been more murders?
No, ma'am, but...
And have they found the villain?
Not yet, Your Majesty.
Well then, it can wait until after our Urdu lesson. Thank you, Lord Ponsonby. Dr. Reed.
Very well, ma'am.
Harriet, please fetch my bonnet.
Yes, ma'am.
Happy, Dr. Reed?
Overjoyed, Your Majesty.
Oh, heavens! How they fuss! And we were having such fun, and then they interrupt with their bonnets and shade, treating us like a little girl.
I'm afraid they don't approve of your lessons, Mum.
Oh, never mind them. What sort of a boy were you?
A spoilt one. I was my mother's favourite.
Our childhood was unhappy. Our life began at 18, when we became queen. What were you doing at 18?
My father sent me to Afghanistan. I thought I'd never see him again. I couldn't bear the thought of it, so when the regiment left, I followed.
Oh, and was he delighted?
He was furious. I travelled with them all the way to Jalalabad, but no sooner had we arrived than they received orders to march on. I had no official position in the army, and I was sent home immediately.
Alone?
Alone, Your Majesty. 500 miles.
Oh, you must have felt splendidly brave and independent.
I felt humiliated. Suddenly, to be turned back as though I was a boy. I had travelled so far just to be sent back.
Yes, I see.
I walked back through the wild countrysides, past forts and mausoleums and shrines. All the time I was repeating in my head, never again will I be shamed. Never again will I feel small. My feet ached, my head pounded, but a part of me was hurt that I hadn't known existed.
Of course, Abdul. Your pride.
Yes, Mom. My pride.
Regita in India writes a letter to Abdul. In Windsor, Princess Beatrice writes to her brother.
Dear Abdul, I am writing by the glow of a moon as full as my heart. It's quiet here. Your father is still at work. Your mother has fallen asleep at the table, and her snores are rocking the foundations of the Taj Mahal. It's 2 months since we've heard from you.
Dear Bertie, where are you? You've been away for 2 months now, and you must think about returning. You're the Crown Prince of the British Empire. You have responsibilities, and not just to the brothel keepers of Europe. Mother has gone off her head again.
We speak of nothing but you. Are you well? Are you happy? How do you spend your time? Your father read about unrest in Belfast. How far is Windsor from Belfast? In your last letter, you asked for my best recipes. Did you receive my reply? We have so many questions, Abdul. There's so much I want to tell you. Please write.
She has made a special pet of Abdul Karim, one of the Indian servants. He is teaching her Urdu, which she practices incessantly and demonstrates at the most inopportune moments. She giggles and blushes as she did with John Brown and has taken to using cologne. Nothing I say makes any difference. Come home, Bertie.
Your loving wife, Rajita.
Your loyal sister, Beatrice.